right, everybody. Welcome back to Baxter County Roundtable. I believe this is episode number 30. It is brought to us tonight by Mountain Home Heat and Air, 425 HVAC. They are the largest authorized Goodman dealer in the area, voted best in the Twin Lakes 2 years running, 24 and 25. You can give Kurt Lawrence, the owner, a call. They're located on Highway 5 North. And the Goodmans, I believe, are made in America, which is, I support that. And we will have some other advertisers coming soon, as I understand it. But in the meantime, do some business with Mountain Home Heat and Air. So that being said, tonight we have Brian Aids is our guest, and he's running for JP District 7. We'll also have a little talk from Jay Sabella. He is running for JP on District 3. So, and so I don't forget, 1 week from tonight, we will have, or is that 2 weeks? 2 weeks from tonight, we're gonna have Stetson Painter, remotely.
Giving us
If I,
update on Little Rock News.
updating us on what's going on down in Little Rock. So keep that in mind. We'll remind you again next week. But so for now, welcome Brian Aids.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I guess I'll introduce myself as well. Joe Bryant, Baxter County resident. Tell us what brings you here.
Well,
Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here.
I have 34 years, around 34 years of public service. It began shortly after I left high school. I joined the Navy for 4 years. Following my initial service, I became a police officer in Thornton, Colorado.
So did you grow up in Mountain Home?
I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh,
where I
okay,
grew up.
okay.
Yep, and then at 18 years of age, I said it was time to go. I know there's a bigger world out there, and decided to join the Navy and see the world, and I was pretty lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like you may have gotten an education.
I got a good education. I don't know how in depth you want to go, in depth you want to go.
Well, how deep do you want to go? Tell us what you want us to know.
I guess my first cruise or ship was the Oklahoma City, home ported out of Yokosuka, Japan. Never hit the United States. Was always doing a Western Pacific or home ported in Japan. After that, I went to Sigonella, Sicily. So I got to see my world, at least a little bit of it. And then I got out after 4 years and became a police officer in Thornton, Colorado for just a little bit of time, about a year, and got married to my wife, Patty, who I've been married to for 43 years.
Children?
I've got 2 children, a woman, and a man.
Grown
kids.
Cool.
And then I've got 3 granddaughters. And they're all supporting me, good supporters, and backing me, so I appreciate them.
And are they local?
My daughter is local, and my 3 granddaughters are local. My son, he's over in Northwest Arkansas. He works over there.
That's pretty local.
It's pretty local.
Well, anyway, okay, then let me just say welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
You're going to run for JP District 7.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Well, I want to pay back to the folks that really helped out. Back in February of last year, my mother-in-law went missing, and when we started the search, we had several folks that want to help out. I mean, they came, called, hit us up on Facebook, and volunteered to help us search. They said a lot of prayers. She was found about a month later down on Little Rock Air Force Base. But just the people in town, in the county, and the surrounding counties were a godsend to help us locate.
It was a big story around here. And I, as a matter of fact, I recall myself driving down the road looking for that car. I think there's a lot of people doing the same thing.
They were, and there were folks that had their airplanes up covering a lot of ground. My nephew, I guess cousin, I guess he is, over in Northwest Arkansas, hired an airplane to come over and do some searching in the areas we thought that she may be. And of course, we were shocked when she was located on Little Rock Air Force Base, how she made it down there. She was 94, 95 years old.
Wow.
So-
Well, sorry about that incident.
So that's one reason. And then the other, when I worked at the hospital, I was a security officer at the hospital. I had contact with a lot of patients and visitors, and I really seen the need for mental health help, for substance abuse help, and for hunger for folks. As big as this county is, the number of folks that are still hungry, the number of folks that use substance, abuse the substance, legal substances, and then of course the mental health is so those are.
Is there anything available around here now to address some of those issues?
There
you're
is.
aware of?
The hospital has some programs, and they're in. And I shouldn't say so much for mental health. They have a floor dedicated to helping on short term, getting them help on the short term for mental health. They have a substance abuse program there, and then. But as far as outside of the hospital, again, those are short-term fixes, and they try to refer them to other services that may be available, but not any of them are very local.
Well, now, do you think the Baxter County should play a part in?
I think the state and the federal. I think the federal and the state should play a bit larger part in providing services to our county and to surrounding counties. I mean, it's just not our issue. It's throughout the state, but we see a lot of it here.
So do you have any ideas or feelings towards what the county or what you can do as a JP to maybe bring some light to these issues?
To speak about it like here at this, I think talking about it is a big start. Reaching out to the professionals and having them give direction on which way they feel it needs to go. That's really the start of it. I'll have to do a lot more research. I just don't have all the answers. So,
Okay. Generally, what do you think the state of the county is?
I think the county is doing great. I think Judge Liddy's doing a great job. He's talked about on several occasions, and I talked to him just the other day about the equipment that needs to be replaced, about the roads. The county has spent over $1 million in new equipment. $700,000 of it was going to new graders. 2 new graders. One was to be repaired or replaced, and the other one was brand new. He also said that he's not adverse to having crews work at night or adding more equipment. It's just a matter of timing, a matter of cost.
Well, I think cost is probably the big one.
Yes. The county buildings that they're trying to sell that one county building and purchase another one to upgrade it. I think that's a good issue. The current office of the coroner is not satisfactory. The bodies that they have to keep are kept at the maintenance
Yeah, I heard
facility
about that. That's pretty incredible.
So we need to get.
But I believe they're working on
They are
resolving
working.
that. Is that
Yes,
correct?
they are. That's correct. Having a morgue there at the coroner's office.
Wow, that's amazing. How about do you attend any of the committee meetings since you've?
I've been to the committee. I've been to I've been to 3 committee meetings. Introduced myself at the first one, and then sat in on 2 more. And I think the direction that the Republican committee meetings are headed are great. I think Russ Gillis is doing a great job as the district representative. So yes, I think we're good. I think we need to have more of a turnout. More people need to come to it.
Well, that's a big deal. Yeah, we need more audience participation.
Yes,
for sure.
yes. But in fact, it's the 27th of this month is the committee meeting. So for Baxter County Republican Committee meeting.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the quorum court committees.
Oh, I have been to, well, since October. I've been to October's, November's. I missed December's, and then I went to January's this last one. So I intend to go attend those. And
Are there any committees that you'll be angling towards getting on?
Economic Development, the Building Committee. Those are two that I think I have an interest in doing. Maybe even the Emergency Management Committee. My background deals a lot with emergency management, emergency relief.
So would these warning systems fall under that?
Correct.
And do you have any information on where that stands?
I do not.
There was a lot of talk about it
Right.
in the recent past.
Changing.
I haven't heard much about it.
Not lately.
In a while.
But as far as mass casualties, preparations, I have interest in that. So, active shooter, those are bigger issues that seem to be coming closer and closer, and we need to be prepared and ready for those.
I couldn't agree more. Well, what else you got? Anything you want us to know about?
Well, like I said, I did served in the Navy for over 21 years. I was a explosive ordnance disposal technician, basically a bomb technician, bomb disposal tech. When I left or retired in the Navy in 1998, I was a master bomb tech and a diver, because as part of the Navy, you also have to take care of torpedoes and mines underwater. And then at the rank of Senior Chief Petty Officer, which is an E8 for folks that aren't of the service or familiar with the service. At that time, we moved to Mountain Home in '98, and I worked at Marchant Building Center for 10 years. I was the operations manager over there, taking care of the lumber yard, and then I moved into the installed sales. And in 2008, a good friend of mine invited me to join the company that he was with to work overseas as a contractor because of my military experience. And I spent 13 years as a security contractor over in Afghanistan.
Been around a little bit.
A little bit. In 2019, I got injured. In 2021, I caught COVID, and at the age of 63, I said, it's time to give this up and let some younger folks take over. So
Yeah.
At that point, then I came back and I got a job, or was hired at the hospital, Baxter Health security department, and I worked there till January of 25 when I retired at age 66. And
So here you are on a new adventure.
so here I am at a new adventure.
Well, how's the campaigning going? What do you?
So I've got signs out. In fact, I had signs at a corner, and they came missing. So
Oh my gosh. That's a felony, I think. It's illegal.
Is
I
it?
know that.
Well,
Yeah.
the city or the county pick them up, and then they'll be available.
They shouldn't have. They were far enough back off. They were on personal property. They weren't on public.
Yeah,
But-
you can't just go pick someone's signs up. I mean, if
No, I see what you're
they're not placed properly according to the road people, well, that's a different story. But,
Right. But other than that, I've got signs out. I haven't really started going door to door yet, but that's coming. I intend to start that towards the end of this month. And I've got 3,800 people in my district.
Where describe your district.
So District 7 covers from, let's start at the bypass in towards the square. We come up the bypass to 62. We hit County Road 30 a little bit, and some of the little houses and stuff on the north side of 62, and then we run down 62 to Club Boulevard, down to Spring Street, to Cardinal, to 9th Street, Waverly, to Heatherdown, and then back over by the Day Services Center, and then up to the bypass again and home.
Okay.
So,
Well, I bounce around here. You say that you're not totally displeased with the way things are going in Baxter County.
oh no,
Overall.
no.
Overall.
I think they're doing great.
Do you have any areas where you think there's room for improvement?
Well, yes, like I said, trying to get, again, the biggest issue that I've heard people complain about are the roads. And I think
That will be going on for eternity.
that will be going on for eternity. There's only so much money, there's only so much time, and it has to be spent on not only roads, but other projects that the county has issues with. So I get the anger, I get the frustration. Yes, it'd be great if we had all paved roads, but at this point, we can't afford that. The county can't afford that. I think the airport issue is another one that they've made great progress. They've built the extra hangars, and the hangars are already, filled with people that want their own aircraft in those. So they're purchasing more room or making more room to build more hangars.
Okay. How about accessibility? People want. How are you going to make yourself available for the citizens who have?
So right now I have a phone number on my signs. I've got.
Do you want to give that out here today?
Sure. It is 870-421-2640.
Okay. And if you were to become elected.
So, and I also have an email address right now for temporary. It's Brian, the number 4, JP _, District 7 at yahoo.com.
And you will return every single call.
You bet.
And that's what I think. People are looking for transparency. They want to know you're on the job. They want to know what you're doing.
You bet. And I plan to talk to the folks when I am in office and take phone calls, hit them up at meetings to find out what their issues are, or their concerns, or their satisfaction.
Yeah, I think people are kind of intimidated when it comes to talking to politicians. So hopefully you can.
Well, I'm not. I never really thought myself as a politician.
You are now, brother. You're gonna be. But yeah, well, that's good because.
Accessibility.
I don't like
I'm available if they want to talk. They can call me, email me. We can meet.
Okay, and I believe the primary election is March 3rd.
March 3rd.
Is that correct?
And early voting starts the 17th of February.
Okay.
So, folks, I'm asking for your vote. Please.
Okay, that's Brian Ades. You heard him. You heard it here first. Well, maybe not first, but you heard it here. Is there anything else you want to?
I think I pretty much. I just want to say thank you for the folks that really helped look for my mother-in-law. I mean, that's really the reason. Is I want to pay back. Hopefully pay back the folks by making the county better than what it is. I think that's the main purpose. That's an
honorable endeavor. Again, Brian Ades, you want to give your contact info out one more time?
Brian Ades, 870-421-2630. And my email address is Brian, 4, JP _District 7 at yahoo.com.
And we hope to have you back. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Awesome discussion.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me.
One more time, we're going to have Jay Sabella come and take the hot seat here, but I want to give out I lost my train of thought here. Our advertiser, Mountain Home HVAC, Heat and Air. Largest authorized Goodman dealer in the area, voted best in the Twin Lakes 2 years running. Kurt Lawrence is the owner. They're located on Highway 5 North, and if you have any HVAC needs, give them a shout. They're selling made in the USA products, so I support that strong-heartedly. All right, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Welcome, Jay Sabella. Have we met before?
A couple times we have.
You're running for JP District 3?
Yes, but I'm here today to talk about sewer progress. So I'm going to give weekly or bi-weekly reports as we go on through this process.
Okay, before we go any further, I want to extend an invitation to any of the other JP candidates.
Yeah, we have. I mean,
well,
me
I'm
and
doing it
or Russ.
publicly
Okay,
here.
that's awesome. Yes,
So,
everyone's welcome.
yeah. So, all right. Well, tell us what you want to tell us, and then maybe we'll talk about.
So we gave a talk last week about where the board members at the Northeast Public Water Authority is on the east side of town. We actually venture into Mountain Home. It has actually grown into our territory. But from County Road 30 to Fred's Fish House, we're looking to. We threw a harebrained idea out a few years ago about what it would take to bring sewer out this way, since the city didn't seem to bring it out here. So we're now at the pathway to it. So last week I had a talk. I told everybody what our pathway was to it, and I'll bring it back up here. We are going to form our own city.
Do you have an opinion as to why the city wasn't interested in
Can't speak for them.
bringing it out here?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm sure it's expensive.
I'm sure.
It's expensive for us too, but we have a kind of unique pathway since we're unincorporated area. So we kind of, with the help of Stetson Painter and the Municipal League, we've got a plan together, and I've been walking. We first started the phone company started making phone calls down County Road 30 and Cranfield Road, and they discovered overwhelmingly yeses. I think they had 6 no's on County Road 30 and none on Cranfield that answered the calls. As I'm going around, I'm finding out that to be true. There's been a few no's on County Road 30, the majority yeses. Roads like May Blossom, yeses. I finished that today, by the way. Everybody on there said yes. One person wasn't home that I didn't contact.
What is the physical area that we're talking about?
County Road 30 to Fred's Fish House, down the highway. The original idea was to put a trunk down County Road 30. The whole highway is 62. Cranfield Road, a trunk down Cranfield, a trunk down Mallard. And then the engineer that we had look at it suggested we have 2 more trunks going down subdivisions that want it. What I'm finding out.
Are we talking about sewer only?
Sewer
at
only.
this time?
Yes. So if you want me to backtrack, we're gonna put on the ballot in November. This is gonna happen. Right now we're identifying our boundaries because it's overwhelmingly an interest in this. So we are once we get done identifying our boundaries on November's ballot, it will be on there to vote for a second-class city. What's a second-class city? This is the part that takes so long when I talk to people. A second-class city, you can pick and choose your municipalities. So what that means is we want a sewer department only. We don't want to fund a street department. We don't want to fund a fire department. We don't want to fund a police department. We don't want to partially fund water and sewer. We want to fully fund a sewer department. So we went down to the business district and we asked them a few years ago, would they like sewer? Oh yes, please. Tomorrow? No, it can't happen tomorrow. 7 to 10 year project. Would you care if we levied a sales tax? Nope, we're fine with it. So we're 2 cents lower than Mountain Home. We have the power right now. We're not a second class city is a smaller city. It's up to a certain number. So we have a power right now to create a second class city. They would have to vote on it. They would then vote to put a mayor and a city council in, have a special election. They would then have a vote. They would vote to levy a sales tax. The minute they levy a sales tax, we'll get our grant money at that point, and the project can start. That's within a year from the vote that can start.
And that would
All
go
that can
from,
happen.
like,
That would go from where the people want it. We're only literally so here's an example on this road.
Is
This
that
is
Cranfield Road out?
so going down County Road 30. I go down County Road 30. In the process, we were only going to do, if you're from the highway facing down County Road 30, we were only going to bring it down the right side because that was our water company was on the right side. Well, then I ventured a little bit on the left side. Well, the left side is actually where I had like 4 no's on it. So we don't have to take it to anybody. We can stop it at any given point. We're literally at the point now we have the power. We're picking. We're just finding our boundaries. So I go down May Blossom, get down all the way down County Road 30. A couple of people weren't home, so I'm backtracking every now and then, going to them, catching them at home. I got 4 more yeses today on County Road 30. I went down May Blossom the other day. All the houses, one wasn't home. Yes. Finished that up today. Yeses. That's not even in our water district. It's just connecting to the road. They're my neighbors, so we're asking them right now if we have the power to do that. We're going to give them that offer, right?
Are you keeping track of who's in?
I've got sheet this thick of yeses and about 10 no's in there. So now we go down. I went down Messick Road, which is down our road, and I had 3 yeses and 1 no. 2 people they're going to think about it. So when they think about it, they'll tell them they have a time factor to bring this into. If they want it, they're going to be included on there. Went down water treatment plant, and I had 2 no's and 1 yes. We're not going to go down water treatment plant. So we're literally only trying to help out our neighbors who want help. We're not forcing it to go unless you're on a road where 80% or 70% want it, and you're one of the ones that don't. It's going to go down that road. That's just so. Cranfield, great, total unique area. So I spent most of last week going down Cranford, a little bit of Mallard. I had 1 hard no on Cranfield, 2 people that said I need to think about it, and everybody else was a yes. I went down Lake Park Loop. Everyone was a yes. 2 people were not home on the 2 side roads. I went down, I think it was Doreen Street, all yeses but 1 man, and he just didn't want to talk to anybody when I went to the door. I said, hello, my name, and I'm not interested. The neighbors said that they'll talk to him, that he's probably going to have it. So
You're going to get that.
So those aren't no's. Those are, I don't know, when they figure it out.
I think you're from the government.
I don't even want to know what they're thinking most of the time. It's funny, actually, talking to a lot of people. Some people won't let you leave. You talk for 40 minutes, or some people remember us at a restaurant bar, and they talk about the times and, that they had there. And it's kind of, especially in the Cranfield area, because that's where we were, So went down the middle, the Liberty Lane, and 3 of them said yes. I had no no's down Liberty Lane on Cranfield.
So you've got a lot of yeses, more yeses than nos, and
so literally where the water department is, I think it's Florence Drive where Northeast Water Authority is. I went down that road, looped around. I had 1 hard no. He was mad at the water company. Another side road that went and looped around. I can't tell you all the names of these. I got papers that thick. Yeses, every single one of them. So this is what we're finding out, and we didn't plan on this in the beginning. We thought we would just bring the trunks down, and then they would add on.
Why do you think this is important?
Well, it's important because I landscaped for 30-some years in this area, and I know I probably, if I've walked into one, I've walked into 100 people's field lines and sunk past my ankle. And that all water goes to our lakes. And right now, talking to Kathy Grace the other day, who used to own Cranfield Marina, I talked to her Friday, have not had a chance to do this. The Corps does a study on how much septic pollution gets into our lake. We know it's a lot. Why the people on Cranfield wanted it? Because from where our restaurant bar was down, the soil's horrible. And there's a lot of old resorts there that now have rentals there. That there's just everybody. I thought maybe it was just a business section that was, and the main trunks to eventually bring it to everybody. We're finding out most people are like, you want to see my yard? I don't want to see your yard. I don't want to see your yard. I mean, I know. It's not everybody. I know it's not everybody. It is a lot of people. and it upgrades it puts a better value on your house. You never have an issue with your field lines again.
If this thing goes through, is there a timeline from start to completion? Or?
They told us 7 to 10 years. It may not even happen in my life.
Right.
I mean, that's reality. I'm 60 years old,
Still
so
needs to be done.
What's
needs to
the
be done.
cost? They figured the cost?
So the engineer, so when we first thought about this, we called the Viola was having their sewer system done. We called that engineer down, and he met with the whole board. This is almost 3 years ago. So we were just in the discovery, trying to understand. We had no clue about anything. I mean, I have a lot of clue now. But he quoted our own sewage treatment plant, 5 trunks down different roads and down the highway. He estimated at $20 million. Grants that are given in this area, they get from 40 in the state from 40 to 80% is money funded by grants because of a lot of wealthy people that have second homes in our area. We get graded by that. So we're realistically going to be between 40 and 60. So I'm just guessing at 50, and we don't know that answer, but we're guessing at once we establish our borders, we turn it to the state. The state tells us this is how much tax money will be collected in a year at 1% interest, 2% interest, or 2% sales tax. And then we at that time we'll know what grants by the income of the people in that area are available to us. Of course, there'll be more grants in the future. Stetson's been keeping us noted. Hey, there's a bunch of grants out, for this. We weren't ready for it. Nor, we're not going to be ready until the city forms. And the water authority is not doing this. It's actually the board thought of it and tried to see if we can help out. We actually have an attorney working on it right now to see how far inclined we can get into it. Because if we can help fund it to get started, even if we get our money back later, that it's just something great that's needed for our area. Trying to think. We doing Cranfield Road really because that like I said, I lived there since '82, and I know how bad it is, and I was so happy after I got done. Most of the people are thanking you for what I'm doing, and when I got done with Cranfield, I just looked back and I said, man, it could have been done years ago. I wish it was, but maybe we weren't ready because the business district is what we think is gonna fund this. 2% sales tax from the marijuana store to mower, the mower warehouse to Brenda's to Fred's to Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply. A lot of good businesses in between that are gonna collect 2 cents on the dollar to help feed
down the
this
road,
product.
It's an absolute great idea.
So Viola, when talking to the engineer, he came down like 3 times, and the third time I said, because they were almost done with the project, he said, we'll be done in a couple months. I said, how much is this costing the people? None of us thought to ask that question. Should have been asked right away. $75 a person per month. We were like, oh, no. So that's when we knew the property tax was out the door. We didn't want to, we were hoping not to do that anyways. That's when I realized we've got to really think through this second-class city. And we're in a unique situation that we can start this city and it doesn't need anything else. So we can just focus all that money, that sales tax, 2 cent sales tax money, on funding the majority of this project. They'll sit there and they'll vote. They'll vote on a mayor first and a city council. Then they'll vote on levying a sales tax, and we're going to guide them through this whole process. They'll vote on that, and they have the power. They'll have the numbers in front of them saying, look, at 2 cents, at today's rates, it might take 5 years to pay for it or 7 years. And then they'll say, do you want to have it partially paid for? Do you want to have it 3/4 paid for? Do you want to have it fully paid for and have your bill next to nothing, just the maintenance? They have the power to do that right now, which to me is phenomenal. So if I can help these people, our area out, and this can spread to people, areas like Medallion Acres one day, because the treatment plant will be in that dry creek back there. Medallion Acres, I used to mow lawns back there and do a lot of tree work, and their yards are horrible. I can go down Stovall Park. I've been down these roads, and the people I've gone to, 95% of them are yeses. But I have not gone to all the people. So, I might have 4 hours on a Monday and take off on a Monday and go down and catch 30% of the people home. And then maybe 2 weeks later hit that same road and get another 8 people or 10 people. So I don't have all the, some of them I do. Cranfield is pretty much almost done. Those 3 side roads that I said on Cranfield are pretty much done. Arnett Hills, most of Arnett Hills said yes. There was one area that I would say half of them were home, and they all said yes. One area that said no, that was kind of in the middle between where Florence Drive loops around. It's Sunnyside or something like that. I went down 8 of them of the 12 or 16 houses, and they said, no, we're not going to go down there. We have no desire to hurt anybody or not bring something that's not needed. We only want to focus on the area of this. If we have the power to do it right now, I think that 2-cent sales tax can hook it all the way up to the house minus the master plumber hooking it up, and then we may even be able to the city may be able to even fund that. In the beginning, it'd be great. It'd be a great start for everybody anyways. And then they can tag on the other areas later on that want to tag on.
I think it's a great idea. Good plan.
But that's our update. I'm planning. I just called Northeast Fire Auxiliary Station today to reserve their building, their auxiliary building. We're going to have a town hall. We don't have a date set yet, but I'll let you know next week because they're supposed to let me know Wednesday. And then we'll have a town hall and explain this to all the people that I don't have a chance to get to because there's no way I'm going to be able to walk this whole area. But I've got a lot of progress done. Mellard's my next target.
It's pretty important. I mean, I don't know if anybody's been up to Lake of the Ozarks, but Lake of the Ozarks was a beautiful lake, and it's as a result of all this runoff from, I mean, obviously it's a lot more heavily populated, but
Yeah.
the septics ran into the lake and ruined it. I mean, when I was a little kid, I learned to water ski in that lake. I wouldn't stick my little toe in that lake. It's so dirty. And I hate to bash it, but that's the reality of it. This is, I think, more important than
Well, and it's infrastructure, and sometimes I'll walk up to somebody and they're like, I don't want new taxes, but then I'm like, okay, well, I just needed to ask one way. Well, how much is it going to cost? So I'll give them the spiel, and I can't tell you it's going to cost a certain dollar figure, but I can guide you to a path to where the cost is really low or nothing if you want to vote on that, and then they're interested.
Costs more if you don't do it.
Yeah. Well,
Not in dollars necessarily, but
translated. Your house is worth more. Your land is worth more. Everything about it, the security that if you've got a smaller lot, I've got a friend whose garage is full of his garbage that he's accumulated over the year and wants to put a metal building up. You have the option to put it where your field lines are. You don't have to worry about ruining or driving over your field lines. You got full access to your whole property.
Well, and keeping these lakes clean is
Keeping the lakes clean is huge.
I don't think you can put a value on that.
No. And like I said in the beginning, that I know what the bad things that are happening to our area can help be cleaned up a lot. So next thing is we want to talk about tomorrow night.
Well, you talk about tomorrow night. We have a candidate debate.
Tomorrow night, Baxter County Roundtable, Baxter County Republican Committee is hosting a candidate debate for our county sheriffs and our county judges, all the candidates that are running for it, and it's a free debate. You're welcome to come there. Just you can't be screaming or anything. You can listen to them. You can actually submit questions if you want to, and they got to pass through a panel to make sure they're good enough to ask. And then all the candidates will be picking out of the bucket to see which question that they're going to ask. And that's at 7 o'clock at the Elks Club. It's free admission to everybody in our county.
What time do the doors open?
Doors open at 6. So between 6 and 6:45, if you would like to submit a question, there'll be a panel that we'll have some paper and pens there. Or bring your own wrote up. The clearer the writing, the better it is. So if you have one typed out, that'd be much better for them to read through because they got to pass it. And we want you to come. We're going to live stream it too.
Yeah, it's a great way to get informed, and it's to your advantage to show up, I would say. So on that note, I think we've come to about the end of our.
Yep. I'm going to run the camera again.
Roundtable. So I'm going to announce a few upcoming, pretty much recurring events. Quorum Court is the first Tuesday each month at 5:30 p.m. at the Baxter County Courthouse. City Council meets first and third Thursday at 5 p.m. at City Hall. City Planning Committee, second Monday, 1 p.m., City Hall. County Planning Committee, second Tuesday, 11 a.m., Baxter County Courthouse. A&P Advertising and Promotion, third Thursday, 3 p.m., City Hall. School Board, third Thursday, 6 p.m., that's on Rodeo Drive, I believe, over by Hackler. Public Safety Committee, Old Airport Committee, I'm not real sure on that one, but I think that's an as-needed event. And maybe the most important one is Baxter County Republican Committee, last Tuesday each month at 6 p.m. at the VFW. And I believe the next one is on the 27th. So other than that, if nobody else has anything to add, I want to say thank you to Brian.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And signing off till next Monday. Thanks again.